What if the most powerful leadership tool isn't a strategy, but just a simple mindset shift for you as the leader? One of my absolute favorite quotes that I use really often in workshops comes from Donald Clifton, who was the founder and creator of StrengthsFinder or Clifton Strengths. And here's that quote: "What will happen when we think about what is right with people rather than fixating on what is wrong with them?" I'm Dr. Carol Wheeler. I help leaders unlock their team's potential and create cultures that connect and commit. And many leaders are trained to pay attention to what is wrong, to look for what's broken, what needs fixing, and especially in their teams to make sure and focus on what is wrong so they can point that out and fix it and get it better. The unfortunate reality is that is not motivating to people. I think if you think about that for yourself, most of us know that in our hearts, that fixating on what's wrong doesn't really motivate us and get us excited about work. In fact, it generally decreases people's energy and makes them less connected to you as the leader. However, when we shift our focus from fixing weaknesses to leveraging strengths, to paying attention to what is wrong, when we go from problem focused to strengths focused, it changes everything about that relationship. Now, often when I talk about this, leaders are pretty skeptical. How will they know what they're doing wrong? How will my people know if they're messing up if I don't tell them? My usual strategy, what I will suggest to you is try this for a week or two. Just try focusing on what is right with people and commenting on that more than you comment on the things that are wrong. Focus on what people are doing right, celebrate what works, and see what happens. Every leader that I've ever worked with who I've given this challenge has come back and said, "Wow, when I focused on what worked, I got more of what worked." The impact of this simple mindset for you as a leader, for regularly reminding yourself to pay attention to what is right with people rather than fixating on what is wrong with them, increases team morale and retention, improves communication and collaboration, creates greater confidence for both you and your team, and creates more productivity and profit. When people know what they're doing right, they will do more of that. They will do better work. Your team members will feel seen, known, and valued, and things will change dramatically in your workplace. And all you will have done is shift your mindset just a tiny little bit. I want you to think about today what would change in your leadership? What would change about the way that you lead and the behaviors that you do on a regular basis if you focused on what is right with your people? Would you like to explore your team's strengths a little bit more and figure out what is right so you know what to focus on? If that is you, I would be honored to talk to you. You can book a complimentary consult directly with me to talk about your team's strengths and how to find out what those are in the comments below. But in the meantime, just in the next conversation that you have with a team member, I want you to just ask yourself, what is right with this person? What do they do really well? What is happening that I can really build on with this team member? And see if it doesn't completely change the way that team member reacts to you.